Make a choice, make it fast. Lightning never strikes twice like a highway.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a Q&A, and I decided to do a Q&A because first of all, I planned on uploading a playlist video, but that did not work out. If y'all can figure out how I can upload a playlist video without getting copyrighted, that'd be great. So let's get into the video. What do I want to do when I get older? If you've watched my other Q&As, then you know that every single Q&A that I answer, I say that I want to be a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I say that I'm going to, start a business, all these things. But honestly, I cannot fully answer that question because I don't know what I want to do when I get older. I feel like the possibilities are endless, and after, experiencing certain things this year, my junior year, and just learning and figuring out myself more and growing, I don't really know. I'm going to at least try to go to college, but as for right now, I'm just kind of like, the doors are open. Like, whatever I end up doing is what I end up doing. And I actually kind of like it better than having like a set plan, because that way I won't be disappointed if some things don't turn out the way they are supposed to be, because I 100% believe in divine timing. So who knows where I'll end up. The second question, what is my favorite hair product? My favorite hair product is gel, because I love Eco Stellar gel, especially the olive oil one. That is my favorite Eco Stellar gel. I just love it to death. I do not know where I would be without my Eco Stellar gel, honestly, truly. What is my favorite subject in school? My favorite subject is probably I've always liked science and I've always liked English, so those are probably my two favorite subjects. Ooh, this is a juicy one. Okay, so next question, am I religious? I am not religious. I said it, finally. I announced it on my YouTube. No, I'm kidding, it's not that serious. If you feel offended, if you feel hurt, if you feel pain, if you feel betrayed, go ahead and just block, unfollow, dislike if you want to, I don't care. I decided a while ago that I wasn't going to be. I was a Christian, if you guys knew that. I'm sure a lot of people already knew that, but I was Christian. I might make a video about it. I'm not really ready to do that yet. I need to really put my thoughts together. I definitely do want to talk about it when I'm ready. Now I'm just kind of focused on being more spiritual than I am focused on being a Christian, or focused on having a certain religion, because for me, my personal experience, religion just didn't work out. The type of person I am, I don't really conform to things or to anything. Like, if I don't feel like I want to do something, then I'm not gonna do it. And I've always been a individual thinker. I've always questioned things, and with religion, it just didn't fit for me. So yeah, I'm not a Christian. I am just living. I am being human, living in the universe, going through life, not being a Christian. So yes, and I'm very, very, very happy. And that's no offense to Christians, because I still have a lot of respect for Christianity. That is why, a lot of the reason why I am the way I am. And I will never discredit that religion, because I came from that religion, you know what I mean? So I do have a lot of respect for it, and some of the things I do think are sensible in it, but there's also a lot of things that I don't agree with. What is my favorite animal? I'm a Pisces, so that kind of creates a little bit of bias. I just have always been drawn to fish. I've always loved having a fish. I've had two fish, both of them died, and when they both died, I cried, because they animals in general for me are just such a big deal. To me, it's like a human. I don't like to say that, because animals to me they have value, but at the same time, it was really sad looking over and not seeing my fish in the bowl anymore. It's sad. And I really miss him, but it's okay. Yeah, so that's my favorite animal. Ooh, dream destination. I can't even swim, but I just want to see the water. I've never been to the beach, y'all, and I just really yearn to see blue water and be in the sun, and just being in nature in general. Being surrounded by water would be so dope to me, and just seeing the sunset all around and the horizon and stuff. Oh my gosh, I would love to go anywhere tropical, anywhere filled with nature, mountains, anything like that. I would love to be, because I just love nature. Somebody asked why I started a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel because I was very lonely and bored, and I didn't have a job at the time, so I didn't really have much use of my time. And so I was just let me pull on my phone and talk about something. And also I feel like I had a lot of ideas back then. I had a goal in mind, and I still have a goal. I want to help people and I want to inspire people. But yeah, that's back then I really was adamant about the fact that I wanted to do this, you know, and I always knew that I wanted to do this. It felt right. It felt very comfortable for me to talk in front of the camera. Most people, that's not comfortable for them, but I felt very comfortable with doing that, and it became something that I really enjoyed doing. And here I am. Ooh, how do I feel about relationships and dating in high school? Now, are y'all ready for the true tea? Get some popcorn, get some water, some juice, some milk. But don't drink dairy milk, only almond milk. I wouldn't suggest it because it's honestly, it can be very distracting, especially with the type of person that I am. I know that I am the type of person, I would drop literally every single thing for one person. And like, well, not everything, because I still, you know, do me. I like my alone time. I like to be in my own space. I don't need to be all up on somebody else. I don't need to have somebody else to make me happy. I like to make myself happy. So I can't say that that's completely true, but it can be distracting sometimes, and it can be very painful, and I can attest to that. It can just be very destructive to somebody, especially if you're not grounded in yourself and you're still learning yourself and you're still trying to figure out who you are and what your values are and your morals and all that. Let people come to you. Don't force anything. Let things naturally happen. If you have a little crush, then don't be afraid to tell them you like them. Like, don't let this discourage you from like pursuing anybody, because it's good experiences. The more experiences you have, the wiser you become, and the more you can learn. Learning is always a good thing. Of course, everything's gonna have its downsides. Everything's gonna be painful sometimes, but at the end of the day, you're gonna learn a lesson, and that's probably the most valuable thing that you can do in your life. So take that as you will. Hopefully that answers your question and you have some type of clarity on that. What would I name my kids if I had any? I hope I have some, because I want a little village in my house. I would name my children, I know I want sons and daughters, and if I had a son, I would definitely name them obviously after their father. Like the firstborn son, I would name him after their father, and then the second son I want to name after my dad. And so girls, I don't think about girls' names. I really don't know yet at all. Like, it just depends. Later down the future, whenever I have children, I'm not even thinking about that right now. But I know for sure that I want to name my 2 sons. Hopefully I have 2 sons after my hopefully husband, and then after my father, because I just always had that idea in my mind. What are my thoughts on cancel culture? Well, honey, look, listen. Canceling people can be very annoying. It can be very repetitive, like especially when it's all you see, like going down social media, like, oh, they're canceled, like who's canceled today? Like, it's always somebody being canceled. And I feel like, don't get me wrong, like people like R. Kelly, okay, that's definitely cancel worthy, but sometimes people dig up things from the past. When you're digging up things from the past, that person does not deserve to be canceled. I think everybody grows and everybody makes mistakes. If everybody was in the public eye, it would be different. I think a lot of people are hypocrites, and I think a lot of people just kind of chase drama and trying to bash other people and tear other people down because they're successful. And I don't think that's right. You're canceling people that said maybe this thing like years and years ago, but yet there's people like freaking R. Kelly. Everybody should be held accountable for their actions. What's my dream job? My dream job would be somewhere where I could obviously make enough money so I could be comfortable. I don't care to be rich, as long as I can pay my bills and live comfortably and still have like spending money and enough to cater to me. I want to be able to cater to my family as well. A job that I can travel, and a job that I am happy every day and I'm excited to go to, and hopefully maybe a job that I created for myself. I would love to be a business owner. I would love to make that happen for myself. I don't know why I just kind of see myself like having my own business, but I don't even know where that comes from. Somebody asks, how do you get over being sad because I'm sad 24/7 and my friends are getting sick of it? Oh my gosh. Well, I would say, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a very spiritual person. I do a lot of things that combat that, if that makes sense. It's different if you're actually depressed and you have an actual like chemical imbalance. And if that's the case, I would see if you could like get a therapist or talk to somebody other than your friends, maybe like a family member or your parents. If your parents don't understand, like I would just talk to like a trusted adult. Maybe if you have like an aunt or a cousin or somebody you can really confide in that's not gonna be upset with you or judge you for how you're feeling. Because I understand that completely. Like over time you get tired of talking to your friends about how you feel, especially when it's a recurring feeling. And I understand that completely, because you start to feel like you're a burden, or you start to feel like they're not gonna care. And honestly, that's sometimes is the case. Like people do get tired of you and they have every right to. You have to accept that. Like, nobody owes you anything in this life. So when that is the case, you kind of have to take matters into your own hands. One, finding out the root of the problem and the sadness. If there is no root of the sadness, you might be depressed. I'm not sure. I don't know your life story. What I do when I'm sad, I will breathe, because I'm a crier. I will cry for an hour or two if I'm really sad, but I'm trying to get out of that habit because it's not really productive. But also that's how I release my feelings. So I would cry, or before I cry, I always breathe. And I try to remind myself that everything's okay and everything's gonna be okay, because a lot of the time we are just we might blow things out of proportion. And a lot of the times we overthink certain situations and we feel like it's the end all be all of everything. But in reality, that's not the case, because life goes on and you realize that later on. Really just depends. For me, meditating helps, reading, just doing things that bring me joy that don't involve people. Because things that bring you joy are not things that come from other people, because that's unhealthy, because people are not going to be there for you at all times. But for me, I like reading. So reading brings me joy. Filming brings me joy. Baths, like even just holding my crystals. I would honestly write down a list of things that bring you joy that don't have to do with anybody else. And whenever you feel sad, or since you always feel sad, pick one of those things from the list and do it. Just take the time to do it for that single moment. Doing something that brings you joy every single day, writing down what you're grateful for, positive affirmations, anything like that. Every single day, that will really improve your mood. I promise you. Do I do any sports? I played golf. I don't like competing because I'm not a competitive person. I don't like having to go to meets and games, and I don't like any of that stuff. But I do like exercising. I love challenging myself physically. So I love exercising, but sports aren't really my thing. I don't care for sports. I feel like people place way too much value on sports at times. And yeah, it's just not me. Oh, what are my thoughts on people with money wasting it on overly expensive jewelry and cars? I don't care what everybody else does with their money, but I know as a Black person, as a person, a part of the Black community, and as a whole, the Black community as a whole should be trying to create generational wealth, because that's the only way we're going to prosper. That's the only way we're going to, you know, succeed, because poverty is not something that I want my kids or my kids' kids or myself to experience. So I'm gonna try my best to spend it wisely, but also realize that I'm not gonna be here forever and money is not always promised. The most down-to-earth person I know, the most down-to-earth person that I know, my sister is literally my soulmate, so I feel like that's the most down-to-earth person I know. I can tell her anything and I can relate to her, and I know that whatever I do tell her, I'm not gonna be judged by her. And I appreciate that. If you're watching this, sister, I love you so much. Have I ever done anything stupid for a crush? If so, what? Whew. How about a boyfriend? Let me not embarrass myself. Probably the stupidest thing that I've ever done for a crush. Ignore red flags. I know now that I don't have to put up with anything and I don't need anybody. Like, I've been knowing that, but I know for sure that I will not put up with anything because I don't need to. I don't have to settle for less. I am me. I am worth it. I am valuable, and I deserve to treat it the way I want to be treated. Therefore, I will not put up with anything ever again because it's not even worth it. Like, there's bigger and better. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and I don't even need to do that. If somebody acting up, then they can get replaced, or I can be by myself, and that's just that. Somebody asked if I can start uploading 1 to 2 times a week. When summer hits, I will be uploading 1 to 2 times a week because I will have a lot more time in my hands. I try not to put out trash content just to get something out. I'd rather it be quality content and it be after a while than me just trying to like spit out content, because it takes me a minute to think about certain ideas and things like that. All right, everyone, that is all for today's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know some videos you guys want to see, because I am literally, my mind is just blank. I need ideas, I need inspiration, and you guys are always good at inspiring me, and I will do anything you guys want me to do. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!